We discussed about development from last three sessions. Development means so we are unfolding the surfaces of the object. Okay, so in previous classes we discussed two problems. In the first class we discussed about a problem related to prism. In previous class we discussed about a problem related to development of cylinder. Okay, in this session, so I'm going to discuss about a problem related to pyramid. Okay, and as we know, or as we discussed earlier, so for pyramid, a radial line method is used. Okay, to do development for pyramid, radial line method is used. Other than pyramids, for cone also radial line method is used. Okay, in this class, so I'm going to consider a problem related to pyramid. Okay, so pyramid is a very familiar term to you. Okay, so what is this? So you can see a photograph. So these are also pyramids. Okay, so these are the pyramids in Egypt. Okay, so now, so before going to the actual problem, in order to understand the given problem or given problem statement, you should know how to describe a pyramid. Okay, so now in pyramid also, so you can have triangular pyramid, square pyramid, pentagonal pyramid, hexagonal pyramid, like that. So you can have any pyramid. Okay, so the pyramid which you can see in this figure, so what do you call this? Which pyramid is it? Is ಯಾವ pyramid?
Square.
Square
Square
pyramid. Okay. Why it is called as square pyramid? What is the reason?
base square.
Base. Okay. Depending on the base, so we name the pyramid. Instead of square, if the base is pentagon, then the pyramid is pentagonal pyramid. Okay. And what is the difference between prism and pyramid? Pyramid ko prism ko ಏನು difference? ಹೇಳಿ, try to answer.
Pyramid has apex.
Pyramid has apex, whereas prism.
Both faces are same.
Okay, so
Top and
prism
bottom.
will have two similar end faces. Okay, that means if it is a square prism, at the bottom end also there is a square, at the top end face also there is a square. So that means two parallel similar faces you can see in case of prism. Whereas in case of a pyramid, so at the base or at one end, you can see a plane lamina. It may be a square, it may be a triangle, it may be pentagon, or it may be hexagon. Okay, so on one end you can see a plane lamina. Okay, on other end you can see apex. At the top end you don't find a surface. Only thing you can find is a apex. Okay, that is the pyramid. Okay, so next, what do you call this line? This one. What is the name of this line? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತೀರಾ? ಹೇಳಿ. What do you call these lines? This one, and this one, and this also. Okay, what do you call these four lines? Which term do you use?
Lateral line.
Lateral edges. Okay, so you cannot call this as lateral edges. In case of prism, so you are calling them as lateral edges, but here you cannot call this as lateral edges. The reason is these are not vertical, these are inclined. Okay, so you can see these are inclined, whereas in case of prisms they are vertical, exactly perpendicular to HP. If they are in vertical orientation, they are vertical, but in this case, so all these edges, so they are inclined. So that's why we call this as slant edges. Slant means inclined. Okay, so these are the slant edges. Then what do you call these edges? This one, this, and this, and this. What do you call them? ಇದಕ್ಕೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
Base edge.
base edges. Okay, in case of prism also base edge, here also it is called as base edge, whereas these lines are called as slant edges. Okay, then what about the triangular faces? ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀರಾ ಈ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫೇಸಸ್ಗೆ? Okay, if these are slant edges, then these faces are called as slant faces.
Yes.
Okay, so these are slant edges and these faces are slant edges. Okay, otherwise you can use another term. These are called as inclined edges and these are called as inclined faces since they are inclined. Okay, in case of prisms we are calling these as lateral surfaces and these edges as lateral edges. The reason is they are vertical in orientation. Okay, so then how will you define axis of the pyramid? ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ನ?
Imaginary line passing through apex.
ಅಪೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್
Center
ಆಗಬೇಕು?
of
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ
base.
ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದಾ? ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬೇಸ್. ಓಕೆ. So here axis in case of pyramid is it is the imaginary line passing through center of the base and apex. Okay, so that is about the pyramid. Okay, so in pyramid you must be able to identify base edges, slant edges, slant faces and axis. Okay, so next if you look at this prism from top, how does it look like? So Nivenadra, if you go to top and if you try to view this pyramid from top, so how does it look like? ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಟಾಪ್ ಇಂದ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ? ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ how does it look like? Triangle. Okay, okay. So we can, so I will open the pyramid in one of the software. So there you can visualize the pyramid in different orientations. Okay, so I will open it in SolidWorks software. Okay, so are you able to see the pyramid here? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so this is the 3D model of the pyramid. Okay, so developed using SolidWorks software. Okay, so here you can rotate and you can visualize the pyramid. Okay, here also I have considered the square pyramid since the base is square. Okay, this is the square pyramid. Whereas if you can see here, so these faces, they are inclined, they are not straight or they are not vertical, so they are the inclined faces. So that's why these are called as slant faces. Okay, so totally how many slant faces you can see in a square pyramid? Square pyramid ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು slant faces ಇರುತ್ತೆ? How many slant faces?
3, 4.
4. Okay, in case of triangle 3. Triangular pyramid. Okay, in case of pentagon it will be 5. Okay, similarly slant edges also 4 slant edges and base edges 4 base edges. Okay, now so you can visualize this in different views. Okay, so first I will consider the front view. So this is the front view. In front it look like a triangle. This is the front view. Okay, if you want to view this in wireframe, so this from front it will look like this. Okay, next from top. Okay, so it look like this. It look like a square. So now what are these line? What is this line? This one highlighted in this is a slant edge in top view. Okay, so in case of prisms, okay, how does that lateral edge look like in top view? If the prism is kept in vertical orientation and if you look at the prism from top, how does the lateral edge of a prism will look like from top? So top in the prism ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅದರ lateral edge ಯಾವ ತರ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ? ಹೇಳಿ.
Point.
It look like a point. What is the reason? Why it look like a point? Correct. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ reason ಏನು?
Sir, vertical.
Since that lateral edge is perpendicular to HP. Okay, perpendicular to HP iradrinda, so the view on HP will be a point. Okay, correct. Whereas in case of pyramid, it will not look like a point, it will look like a line, but the length of this line will get reduced because of the inclination. Okay, this is very important. In case of projection of solids also, this is a very important concept, and in case of developments also, it is a very important concept. So in top view, you have to connect all corners to center, otherwise your top view will be incorrect and your solution will be wrong. Okay, this is very important. Whenever you are representing a pyramid in top view, you have to connect all corners to center. That means you have to represent all the slant edges. Okay, so this is how it will look like from top. It will look like this. Okay, so now I will rotate. Okay, so it will be like this. From top, it will look like a square, and it is the center, and okay, you are able to see the slant edges. Okay, so this is about the pyramid. Okay, okay, so next, so are you able to see the PPT ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? PPT ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so this is the development of a square pyramid. Okay, so it is it ulta ittidare actually. So this base will be at the bottom and apex will be at the top in most of the problems. Okay, so when you go for development, so you have to develop it for the true length of the slant edge. Okay, L is the true length of the slant edge. Okay, so this should be the true length, that means actual length of the slant edge. When you can get the actual length or true length of the slant edge, ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? When you can get true length of the slant edge, true length ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? Suppose if you want to get true length of this slant edge in front view, in which condition are you able to get the true length of this slant edge? ಯಾವಾಗ? Okay, so if the slant edge is parallel to VP, okay, then only it is possible for you to get the true length of the slant edge in front view. Okay, so that you can understand by looking at the solution of a problem. Okay, so don't worry much, but here what you should remember is we have to develop for the true by considering the true length of the slant edge. Okay, so this length will be equal to length of the base edge. Okay, so these lengths will be equal to length of the base edge. Okay, and this length of these 5 lines will be equal to length of the slant edge. Okay, so this is how it will look like. If it is a development of complete pyramid, then it will be like this. Otherwise, again we are going to pass a cutting plane, then we are going to take the corresponding cutting points, and by making use of those corresponding cutting points, so we are going to do development. Okay, that is a different procedure that we will see by looking at a problem. Okay, so in this class I am going to solve only one problem. Okay, understanding concept is very important rather than solving number of problems. Okay, so without understanding concept in drawing you cannot succeed. Okay, so it is not about how many problems you are going to solve, it is about how much you understood. Okay, so without understanding the concepts, if you go on solving problems, it is of no use. Okay, so problem, a square pyramid, that means the given pyramid is square pyramid, a square pyramid of 30 mm side of base. So that means this length is 30 mm. Okay, 30 mm length of 30 mm side of base, and height 50 mm. So here height of the pyramid, so that means, so we are going to consider this axis height. Okay, so this is the height of the pyramid, so this height is 50 mm. Okay, height is 50 mm. So here it is not the length of the slant edge. It is the height of the pyramid is indicated by the axis height. Okay, so this height and height 50 mm rests with its base on HP. So base will be on HP. That means it is in vertical orientation with one of the edges of the base parallel to VP. So that means, so if this is VP, one of the edge should be parallel to it. Okay, so that means, so obviously two edges will be parallel to VP if it is kept in this orientation. And okay, so if this is the direction of the observer, okay, and this will be VP, so two edges will become parallel. Okay, so given condition is, so one of the edges must be parallel to VP. Okay, so there is another possibility. You can keep this in another orientation. Okay, so that is like this. This is the base. Okay, so and okay, so now if I keep the same pyramid in this orientation, so none of the side will be parallel to VP. Okay, so then all these base edges will make an inclination of 45 degree with VP. Okay, so this is, if you draw like this, okay, so then all base edges will make an inclination of 45 degree with VP. Okay, but here the given condition is, so one of the base edge, okay, so it's base on HP with one of the edges of the base parallel to VP. So that's why you have to keep like this. Okay, so that, so one of the edges of the base. So that means if you try to make one edge parallel, then obviously two edges will become parallel to VP. Okay. Next, it is cut by a cutting plane perpendicular to VP. Okay, and inclined at 45 degree to HP, bisecting its axis. Okay, there is a cutting plane. So that means perpendicular means it will look like a straight line. If it is only perpendicular, it will look like, it will be like this. If it is only perpendicular, cutting plane will be like this. Okay, but here, so it is cut by a cutting plane perpendicular to VP and inclined at 45 degree to HP. So since it is inclined at 45 degree to HP, okay, so we have to pass a cutting plane such that, okay, so perpendicular to VP, inclined at 45 degree to HP and bisecting its axis. So on the axis, it has to move such that it is bisecting the axis. What do you mean by bisecting the axis? Andre L pass agbeku cutting plane. Bisecting means
At the middle.
dividing it into two equal parts at the middle. Okay, so now I have to pass a cutting plane such that it is making an inclination of 45 degree and it is passing through, so middle of this axis like this. Okay, so like this you have to cut and you have to remove the top portion. Okay, after that you have to develop. So that means you have to cut the top portion and you have to look at it from front and from top, and you have to draw front and top view. Then you have to, so mark the corresponding cutting points and you have to develop. Okay, so that we will discuss next slide. So now, so you have to pass a cutting plane which is perpendicular to VP and making an inclination of 45 degree. This angle must be 45. Okay, making an inclination of 45 degree with HP. Okay, and it has to pass through the center. Okay, center means it should be this height, it should be 25. Okay, this must be 25. Okay, so in this figure you can visualize the cutting planes. Okay, so don't worry about vertical slice, so we are not considering this. Okay, suppose if a cutting plane is, so in this case, so you have to visualize or you have to view from this direction. Okay, so this is the observer position. Okay, so front view. Okay, and this is the observer position for top view. So you are looking from top means, so from top you have to see. Okay. So now here this cutting plane is horizontal. So that means this is parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP. Okay. So vertical plane, if you try to consider a vertical plane, okay, so that plane will be like this. So this is the vertical plane. So this horizontal plane will make an inclination of 90 degree. That means it is perpendicular to VP means, so the angle between vertical plane and this horizontal plane is 90 degree. Okay. Next, so it is not only perpendicular, so that means, so it should be tilted, it should be lifted such that, okay, so it will make an inclination of 45 degree. Now it is parallel to HP. You have to tilt it, you have to rotate it above such that it will make an inclination of 45 degree with HP and it will remain perpendicular to VP. Then you have to take the views, or then you have to look from top and bottom, and then you have to develop that. Okay. So this is the front and top view. Okay, here you may get confused. Okay, you can look at its procedure from the beginning. Okay, so are you able to see the video? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, initially, so this is here I have not considered the cutting plane. Initially you have to so draw the front and top view of the pyramid. Okay, so first you have to draw the top view of the pyramid. So this is the top view. So we saw in SolidWorks in 3D model. So in top it will look like a square, and you are able to see all the slant edges, and you have to connect all corners to the center. Okay, and the axis will lie at the center and it will look like a point. Okay, so that is represented by O1. This is the axis. The in top view it will look like a point. Okay, then this O1B and O1A, O1D, O1C. So these four lines are slant edges in top view. Okay, so then from front it will look like a triangle. So this is the front view of the pyramid. So then since the cutting plane is bisecting the axis, so we are considering a midpoint of the axis, that is at a height 25. Okay, like this. Next, is this the true length of the slant edge? So this is the front view of the slant edge. Whether the slant edge is having true length or false length or apparent length, whether it is having true length or apparent means false length. Okay, so the true length of the slant edge or apparent length of the slant edge illirodu. Okay, this length, whether it's true length or false length.
False, sir.
False length. Okay, what is the reason why it is not true length? Why it is a false length? The reason is since it is inclined. Okay, in top view here you can see it is inclined to VP. So suppose if it is instead of inclined, if it is parallel to VP, then so it will be like this, it will be a horizontal line. Since it is inclined to VP, the length in front view is false length. Okay, so but in development we have to develop by considering the true length of the slant edge. That means first you have to determine the true length of the slant edge. Okay, so illirodu false length ide, now develop ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು true length ಗೆ. For that reason first we have to find out the true length of the slant edge. Okay, in order to find true length of the slant edge, what we have to do is we have to consider the top view. Okay, first consider the top view, draw a horizontal line, then rotate it such that you are making this slant edge parallel to VP. Okay, so draw a horizontal line, then so take O as center and OA as radius, draw an arc, then extend this line, then connect. Okay, by following the procedure, you are able to find out the true length of the slanted. Okay, that procedure you can see later. Okay, now we can observe the procedure. Okay, so here, so I have drawn the cutting plane. Okay, so this is the cutting plane passing through the center. That means bisecting the axis and making an inclination of 45 degree. Okay, so here you have to consider the inclination of 45 degree with the HP. Okay, for this case, if it is making an inclination of 45 degree with HP, then obviously it will make an inclination of 45 degree with the axis. Okay, so not in other cases. In other cases, these two angles may be different. Okay, so here you have to draw such that it will make an inclination of 45 degree with the horizontal plane. That means with this horizontal line, this angle must be 45. Okay, if this is 45, obviously here also we are going to get 45 degree. Okay, so then you are going to remove the top portion, so that means only bottom portion will be retained, and you have to name these points. Okay, so these points you have to name before the top. Okay, you have to name these points at the base. Okay, so here, so this is the position of the observer. Okay, if you look from front, A will be visible. Okay, so and D will be invisible. So here B will be visible and C will be invisible. So here while naming, okay, so this is already recorded video, so they did a mistake while naming the points. Don't worry about that. Okay, now they corrected it. Okay, so this is A and D. So here B and C. Okay, so these are the cutting points. So that means it is cutting a slant edge A to O, and there is another slant edge D to O. Okay, so for A to O, cutting point will be 1. For D to O, cutting point will be 4. Okay, similarly here also 2 and 3. 2 is for B to O or B dash to O. That means the name of point B in front of you is called as B prime, that is B dash. Okay, so next C dash to O, the cutting point is 3. Okay, so next after that, so then you have to consider, you have to make some modifications in the top view. So that means after removing the top portion of this pyramid, once again you have to look at it from top. So that means instead of getting it as a point, okay, so you don't have apex now. So yeah, at this point you are going to get a surface. Okay, since you have removed the top portion, here a new surface will be formed. Okay, and if you look at it from top, okay, it will look like this. Okay, in order to get the top view, what you have to do is from the cutting point, so you have to draw a line, vertical line, so that, okay, so this 1 and 4 is cutting the slant edge. Okay, so A dash and O. Okay, so that means here A dash and O. it should be projected till the slant edge AO. Okay, and then again you have to project this till DO. Okay, similarly from this end, so BO, okay, so you have to project it till it so cut this slant edge in top view. Again you have to project it till it cuts the slant edge CO. Okay. So then, so you are going to get 4 points in top view. So this is one, this is one, this is one, and this is one. Then you have to connect these 4 points. Okay, so this is the top view of the truncated prism. Okay, or top surface of the truncated pyramid. Sorry, not prism, tooth pyramid. Okay. And then again you have to connect the slant edge remaining. So that means, so you have removed some portion of the pyramid. Okay, so this is the top surface of the pyramid. Okay, so since you are slicing the pyramid, that means you are removing the top portion. So here new surface will be formed. Okay, and it will look like this from top. Okay, how you are going to get it? From this point, project to the slant edges in top view. We are going to get these 2 points. Again from here, project it. So we are going to get these two. Then connect them, and after that connect from this point to this, this to this, and this to this. So these are the slant edges. So this line is a slant edge, this line is a slant edge, this is a slant edge, and this is the slant edge of the truncated pyramid. That means pyramid below this cutting plane. Okay, so this is the slanted remaining slanted. Okay, so this is the remaining slanted in the top view. So this is the newly formed surface because of cutting. Okay, so this edge is represented here. Okay, and these two, there will be 2 edges. Okay, so those 2 edges are this. So next, so after this you have to go for developing. Development means, so you can consider any point, okay, A, and you can start unfolding it. Okay, so that is the development. So before going to development, okay, so we have to find the true length of the slant edge. So as we discussed earlier, so we have to develop it for the true length. Okay, you can consider any of the slant edge. Okay, from here O2. So this. So first draw a horizontal line. Okay, so first, so draw a horizontal line. Then consider O as center and OA as radius. Draw an arc till that horizontal line. Okay. Like this. Okay, next project from this point to this. Okay, like this you have to project. Then you have to connect the apex to this one. Then that will be the true length of the slant edge. Okay, like this. This is the true length of the slant edge. So here you can see it is not equal to 50. That means axis height. Slant true length of the slant edge is different from the height of the pyramid. Okay, so it is 54, greater than that. Okay, next, so you have to do development. So for development, what you have to do is, so you have to consider any point. So arbitrarily you can consider by leaving the convenient space to develop on the drawing sheet. Okay, so first you have to mark center, then draw an arc. Okay, draw an arc. You don't know the uh, angle, so no need to worry about the angle of this arc. Okay, but you have to worry about the radius of the arc. This radius, that is the length from here to the arc, should be 54. Okay, so draw an arc by considering 54 radius, and then so you have to draw a line from this point to the end of the arc, one end. Okay, one end you have to fix. So then after this, from this point, okay, so draw an arc by considering the length of the base edge. That is, in this case, it is 30 mm. This as center, 30 as radius, cut an arc. That is the length of the side. Okay, then you are going to get the second point. Then again from this as center, draw another arc for 30. Then this as center, draw another. Again, draw another arc. Okay, follow the procedure. Okay, so totally there are 4 base edges in square. So you have to get 4 points, 1, 2, 3 and 4 on this arc. Okay, so you have to extend this arc. Okay, so then you have to connect so the points. Okay, so these are the slant edges in development. Next you have to connect from this to this. You have to join them with straight line. Since it is a pyramid, so these are the base edges. That means they are straight edges, not the arcs. So this arc is just for construction. Okay, later you have to draw a line from A to B, then B to C, and C to D, and D to A. Okay, so before that, so we have to do is, so we have to mark the cutting points on this slant edge. Okay, so all this must be 30, 30. Okay, so now, so you have to, so for marking points, you have to consider the true length of the slant edge. That means this one. Okay, so in order to take the corresponding points on true length of the slant edge, what you have to do is, first you have to draw a horizontal line from the cutting point. Okay, this is one cutting point. Draw a horizontal line and get the corresponding cutting points on the true length of the slant edge. This is also a slant edge, but the difference between this slant edge and this one is, this is the true length of the slant edge, where this is the slant edge in front view. That means slant edge having false length. Okay, you have to transfer this point to the true length of the slant edge by drawing a horizontal line. Okay, similarly transfer this point on the true length. Okay, from here to here, by drawing a horizontal, you are transferring it to the true length of the slant edge. Okay, then now what you are going to do is, so you are going to consider this length. Okay, so use your compass. Okay, take this as center. From here to here, you have to take the radius. Okay, then so this will be 1/4 is for slant edge A dash to O dash, then D dash to O. That means A to O and D to O. For A to O and D to O, so you have to consider 21. So no need to measure. Okay, so in software they are measuring. So in manual drawing, no need to measure. So just you can take the points by using compass and directly you can transfer it to here. Okay, so that means, so from O to here it is 21. So on line AO, so take 21 and cut an arc. Then here also take 21 from the center and cut an arc. Okay, then it will be also on the slant edge DO. So this is the DO. Here also same length you have to take and you have to cut the arc. Okay, so they are doing that like. Okay, next, so on BO, so that means here it is 39. Okay, so this is on BO and CO. Okay, CO and BO it is 39 here, 2 and 3. Okay, remaining it will be 21. These are the cutting points. That means where cutting plane has passed through these slant edges. Okay, like this you have to mark the points. Then you have to connect A to B, B to C, and C to D, and D to A with straight lines. Since all these edges are straight, okay, you have to connect them with straight lines like this. Okay, then you have to draw the slant edges. You have to represent them with thick line. So till the retained portion, that means from A to 1. So above this, just for construction, that means we are going to remove that. Just for construction, we are representing them with thin lines. Okay, only the retained portion, that is truncated pyramid, should be shown with dark line. Okay, so this is the development of the pyramid. Okay, so base, since cutting plane is not passing through the base will be retained as it is. So you can see base edges are having same 30 mm. Okay, whereas so here these slant edges are cut at different heights. Okay, for this slant edge, cutting plane is passing through here. Okay, for this slant edge it is passing at this distance, and if you take it on the corresponding true length of the slant edge, okay, from here to here it will be 21. That means this is 21 and this is also 21, and this length from here to here it will be 21. Next, if you take the length, corresponding length, okay, of this 3 2 on the true length, from here to here it will be 39. That means, okay, so on D to A, sorry, so on 3 to 2, okay, so this is 1, this is 39 on B to O. Okay, so B to O, from here to here it should be 39. Again, O to C, it should be 39. So then you are going to get these points 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Okay, so then connect them, connect the points with straight line. Again, it should be a straight line. Okay, then join them with tick. This is the development. Okay. Okay, so